Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Like always, before I start the video, I do want to say, like always, please give me a like. Like I said before, it has definitely, brought more people to the channel. It's had a lot more people subscribe recently. To be honest, I was stuck on like 85, 8,600 subs for a very long time. And then just recently, when you guys started giving me likes, that started to grow exponentially, which is amazing. First of all, thank you all for the support. So you guys can keep pressing that like. It's free. All you gotta do is just click the like button on the top left corner. It takes you guys like a second. You guys could have already done it while I'm talking right now through this video. But thank you guys so much. It's helped tremendously, and it really only just pushes out my video to other people who would enjoy it as much as you guys. So, hopefully with that, eventually, maybe I could even do this. I can maybe even go live, every single day and stream like the market every single day live, which would be amazing. But with that being said, let's go into the pre-market video, right? And also, before I end the video, if you want me to do a TA on anything, I actually just asked my Patreon members. But if you guys need any TA on anything, just feel free to comment below what TA you guys need or what you guys want to see. What ticker you guys would like, what you want to look like. What ticker you guys would want me to look out for, and then do some TA on that. So that being said, let's get the video started. Yesterday, we basically had a range between 375 and 382. We actually did break again. We ended up breaking the top of the range. Right there you go. Let me see this. You ended up breaking, right, top of the range. You had resistance here at 381, came back down, retested top of range, and then now you're pushing back towards the upside, right? So you did actually hit 382, like we talked about yesterday, because my range was 375 to 382. I basically said, don't take any trades if it actually comes back to this low end range to 375, because if it does come back here, the likelihood is that you're probably going to break this and come back all the way to trend and maybe bounce off of this 373 level, right? But you actually didn't break low range. You ended up pumping like at the you started pumping at 9 in the morning, and you then kept pushing after 9 all the way up, right? And then you hit 381 after hours, right? I think this was after hours, and then you hit 381 after hours because you actually hit a 1. Where did you close at? You closed that right here, yeah. So you closed. You did hit 381, almost 382. And then you ended up just kind of trading sideways, right? After hours, you actually hit 382, came back, retested, and then pushed again. So, that range was pretty nice, pretty solid. Right now, what I'm looking for is I actually am looking for more longs. I'm currently in long positions. Here you go. These are my long positions right now. This is what I have on my Forex account. Currently up. I've taken a big L on Ethereum, and that I actually should have not taken this. I should have not taken this long. If I would just cash out my NASDAQ and my SPX, I would actually be up a pretty decent amount. So, I mean, you guys can do the math of how much this is, apart from, just subtract the $15,000 from Ethereum that I'm losing, I'm taking the L on. But as of right now, I'm still kind of bullish. Like, I'm still pretty bullish towards the upside. You broke range, right? You broke range towards the upside. You're going to come back down here. More than likely come back down and stay within this range up here. Come back down and then probably push again towards the upside. So for the range today, let me see if I can find a better range for today. Range today, I can probably get rid of this range. I don't need it anymore. The range is going to be a little bit smaller because you haven't broken this range yet. But I think the range right here, we can, because we are in a, sort of like, we are in bullish momentum right now. This is probably range for right now. Range for right now is probably going to give you guys somewhere between like 382 to 279, 280, right? That's range right now. If this actually breaks to the low end, I think we're 100% going back to 375 and going back to this trend. And again, we are looking like we're going to close a bullish day on the SPX today, which is kind of insane because on the, here, we'll do this. On the 16-hour, I told you guys last time we closed a bullish trigger on the 16-hour. You actually started this trend back on October 13th. And you kept pushing all the way towards, we'll do this. We don't need to do it that much. In 15 days, you had a high of 391 and you ran up about $42, right? So same thing here from the low end, right? Low end, 15 days, 15, that's 15. and you ran up 421, right? 421, right? And this is essentially what I would forecast right now for the next push towards the upside, especially with this daily trigger happening today, right? And you also had on the dollar. And again, if you guys want access to these indicators, you can join the Patreon, right? I give you guys these indicators. It's super easy. I built these over a very long time. And again, you know, like even on Bitcoin, right? If you guys would have taken a trade, you know, perfect entry, I would consider here. Perfect entry on a short would be at 206.14. You could have written this all the way down to $20,000. Again, perfect short would have been right here at 20,000. You know, 20,500. You would have caught this all this huge leg down, and you would have probably taken profit right now. This would have probably been you would have already been in profit right now. You would have probably adjusted your stop losses and got wicked out. So this would have kept falling all the way down. You would have probably taken profit like at 19,000. Like 500 or something. I'll be honest, because that's usually where that's where I would set my stop losses. You might actually bounce from here. I think there's a really good shot that you actually bounce to the upside, because you're starting to see a lot of support here on this trend on the daily. I'm not sure why it keeps bouncing around like this. I think this might have to do with the whole the whole Binance FTX thing, whatever going on. So that's probably why Ethereum took a major dump, right? You're on trend, major dump. You guys bounced off this huge support from the weekly at 1436 for daily support. I don't really remember what it is, but again, it does look like you already waked off this, right? So it doesn't look like you're gonna come back up here. But anyways, the dollar right now is looking pretty strong, which kind of scares me a little bit. You know, considering the fact that right now it's still within range, right? It's still within range. It actually bounced back. You actually had a huge gap down, right? You had a gap down here on the dollar, and then you actually recovered this whole thing back into range. So as of right now, I would consider that extremely bullish momentum, right? And on the 8-hour, right, you're actually going to be closing a bullish 8-hour in 3 hours and 10 minutes. So I'd say until that closes, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be crazy bullish yet. I'd wait for that close, but I think if it does close in the next 3 hours and 10 minutes, which would be what, 4, 7, like at 8 o'clock in the morning. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, if this closes, this would definitely be, we probably hit a top on SPY, because this looks like the dollar can actually keep pumping towards the upside, right? The daily is still on that bear trigger. So what I really don't want is this to keep pushing, right? I want the dollar to come all the way back down to trend here at like 109. And that's what I'm looking for, right? And that can definitely happen in, let me see. That can definitely happen because you already broke to the low side of range right here, right? You already broke to the low side of range. Let me see if I can do this. I'm probably going to need a new range on the dollar. Let me see. Yeah, so the new range on the dollar is probably this, because he actually broke the lows, somewhere like right here, probably to these highs. There you go. So that's probably your range right now on the dollar. I don't want to do a bunch of like support and resistance and market structure on the dollar, but the dollar short term does look like it's probably going to drop a little bit, but these pushes to the upside are strong, man. Like, so it's making me a little bit scared for my longs, because the dollar looks like it wants to keep pushing. After that 3 hours, if this trigger closes in 3 hours, I would definitely have to switch to shorts, because that definitely looks very scary. But again, even right now, right? Even right now on the SPX, it looks strong. The SPX also looks pretty strong as well. So I would have to guess that, right, for short term for today, I do think I'm pretty bullish towards the upside. I do think this range is gonna break. I'd say my next range for where I think it's probably gonna go today, I'd say next range for me is probably gonna be maybe 384, right? I'd say my forecast for today, it might actually go to 384. So anywhere between 382 to 384 is probably where I think it would go. But I think this is going to be your general range for the day. I think your general range is going to be 380 to like 385 today. If it comes back down to like 380, I would definitely start looking for, for longs right here. But if this range breaks, right, if you break this low, you know, I think we're going to trend, right? So if you actually get into longs here, if you get into calls or, you know, swing trades or whatever, if you get into the calls here, you know, have your stop loss at like 378 or something, because if this breaks and you actually create a full bear candle down here, I think you're going to drop to 375. That's it. That would be an easy call. But if you actually start breaking this range toward the upside and you start creating full, maybe like an hour, 4-hour candle up here, then there's a really good chance that this is kind of confirmation that you're going back to 390. But that's just what TA says, right? CPI is on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. So I could definitely see us rally super hard towards CPI, and then CPI coming in really hot and then dumping the whole market. So again, it really just depends on how hot CPI is. For right now, TA does seem to lean a little bit more towards the bullish side. Even on the 4-hour right now, the 4-hour is going to close bearish right now. It doesn't want to break this resistance. So, you know, while I am more biased towards the bullish side, short-term TA is like bullish towards like 381, 384. Longer-term TA, like midterm, you know, at the 4-hour, if this closes, this is kind of a big indicator, right? It's kind of a big signal that you're actually going to close, you know, that you're actually going to close and shoot down. But the only reason why the 4-hour doesn't really scare me that much is because you actually close a 3-hour here at 380 and you're actually pumping up, right? You're actually going up. So technically that's all bullish momentum. But that 4-hour has been, you know, pretty solid recently, and I don't. It's been an early indicator of what can happen or what could happen, right? So I don't know. I'm leaning more towards the bullish side again today. I really don't think midterms or anything is going to really do much for the market. I don't think it's going to have like big swings or anything. I don't really care about the midterms, about the elections and stuff. I think the CPI is going to have a bigger impact and more of a movement. So I don't really care about today. Either way, I think me and Kevin did a video where, you know, if Republicans or Democrats win, it doesn't really matter. You end up still being green in the market like a couple of months later. So, you know, I don't really like doing fundamentals or research and stuff like that. I usually just do only TA. And I leave all the fundamentals to like other YouTubers. So if he says that, I'm cool with it, right? So if he already looked at the data and he says that doesn't matter who wins, then I don't care who wins, because, you know, I'm just following TA right now. And TA looks bullish. TA looks like it wants to keep pushing towards the upside, right? That's just kind of what it looks like. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, I think I'm looking for forecast of 384, 385 today. That's my range right now. I think taking longs right now is not a bad idea for just in general. But if you do break this bottom range of 379, 380, you know, I would probably switch to shorts, because I think we're going all the way back down to 374, 375. So really, it's break above 382, you know, long, or really long everything unless you break like 378. That's really it, yeah, on the SPX. So I'm basically logging everything here, and we actually break 378. I'm gonna take the L, and I'm gonna let this drop all the way to 373 and probably take my shorts down here. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.